Hello, this is Terrorontor, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to the 19th episode of Terrorontor Plays Minecraft. In this episode, I am going to build something using all those sticky pistons. Well, at least the slime balls, I'm going to turn them into sticky pistons, then we're going to build something. And that thing is going to be smart furnaces. That's what we're doing today. Very exciting. It's actually an invention I inventionated all by myself. So at this point you might have noticed something a little bit strange with the speaking versus the video and how they're not totally linked up like they normally are. I made a super fail. I had plugged my microphone in to a USB port on my laptop, and I don't know, I guess I forgot to really, make sure it was working before I started recording, and it wasn't. Spoiler alert, it wasn't working. So I actually recorded this entire episode without voice, and now I have to re-record it all. Well, I mean, I'm re-recording the voice, but the video is still there. I don't want to redo the entire video. So I'm going to try to speak as if I am, in fact, recording the video while I talk, but I'm not sure how that'll go. Either way, I'm just talking about how I'm about to build those smart furnaces. I just have to gather up the materials, make sure I have the right stuff in my inventory. So I will do that now in time lapse, and I will see you in just a minute. Alrighty, we are back. I have most of the materials I need, but there's still some stuff I need to cook up in furnaces. So we'll see how that goes. I need to clear out some of those trees over there because I'm thinking that I will put the entire furnace building, I will have a building for it, right over here next to my house. All of these trees, they're gonna have to go away. So I will clear these out to give us a kind of a nice space in which to build a smart. I thought there was a creeper down here, but he seems to have disappeared. Yeah, but I'll just chop these down, and I'll do that in time lapse. And I will see you in just a minute. Alrighty, we are back. That did not take very long at all. We're going to hop right into building those smart furnaces. I'm thinking that when it's actually finished, they're going to be 16. It's going to be a pretty large building. But right now, I'm only going to build 8 because I only have the materials to build 8. So it's going to go, first one's going to go right out here. And I am looking at another smart furnace I've already built while I do this. Because otherwise, I won't be able to focus on building it from scratch while I speak and record. Little did I know at the time, the speaking would actually have disappeared forever. So that wasn't really important. But either way. Yeah, so I'm kind of trying to build this and explain it at the same time. But here's another little spoiler. I basically just derp around for about 30 seconds here, while I try to kind of build and talk, and it doesn't go well. Yep. So I'm actually going to time-lapse past this bit, though I did not time-lapse past it while I was actually recording. And I'll be back in just a second to actually explain what's happening. Hello again, I am back. I have finished the first smart furnace. And, this isn't actually, like, totally the finished product. As you can see, there's dirt floors and, like, a dirt wall, and lots of that wiring will be hidden in the end, but I'm definitely going to pretty this up before making it an actual building. Right now I'm just putting the functional bits in place first, so then I can, you know, build the building around it. I think that's the more intelligent way to do it. But let me sort of explain to you how this works. Okay, so the idea is that when you cook something in a furnace, as I am about to demonstrate, the furnace updates when it gets that, you know, the yellowy red texture inside of it. That's to show that it's cooking, and when it does that, it updates, which sets off a bud switch. And when I push the button, that just resets the bud switch. So I will explain exactly how that works. Basically, yep, taking those out. Basically, we have a bud switch that is extended, but it is not receiving power diagonally. Which means that as soon as a block is updated next to it, it will, in fact, retract. And when it retracts, it just, yep, drags that block into place. I actually don't know why it retracted just there. That was sort of weird. But it brings that block up into place. Oh, actually, I think it was because grass grew on the block, right? Okay, now that grass has grown, though, that shouldn't happen again. Yep, so it brings that block up, which just allows power to go to that redstone lamp down there. So really, just doing the bud switch bit was pretty simple. The sort of more difficult part was getting the bud switch to actually reset every time you push the button. And this is kind of cool because it's, you know, it's actually sort of functional. The idea is that you put something in there, you cook it up, and the light comes on. That means that when you come back, you can say, oh, hey, check it out. I know that I cooked something in this furnace because the light is on. Yeah, I haven't really explained this yet, have I? Basically, I was watching a Pause on Pause video, and he was talking about how, you know, he always got confused with, like, he couldn't remember which furnace he cooked stuff in. And then on Reddit, there was somebody saying, oh, it would be cool if there was a texture for furnaces to show that it wasn't actually cooking, like, right now, but it did, in fact, have something in it. And I was thinking, well, it's doubtful to make a texture like that, so I'll make my own solution using redstone. So this is the idea. The point of this is just that it shows that you did, in fact, cook something in that furnace. If the light is on, you cooked something. And when you take the something out, you just push the button and it resets it. Alright, though, I'm going to start talking about the actual redstone mechanisms here in just a minute. We'll see if my past self hops up there so I can actually show it to you. Let's see here. So, right, when I push this button right over here, you know, the only button on the thing, it ends up powering that redstone right there, and the redstone on top of the block with the button, okay? So when that redstone is powered, the first bit of redstone I mentioned right there that I'm looking at, it sends power diagonally to the piston down there, which is a bud switch, right? So when I placed a block next to it, it activated. When I push this button, you see, the bud switch redstone receives power just before the non-bud switch redstone on the other side receives power from this fancy upward-going double inverter, right? So that receives power, then this receives power, causing this piston to push out, which does activate a little bud switch thing next to the first piston, you know, the one that actually controls the redstone lamp. So it instantly retracts, but then that one is still getting power, so it doesn't go out again, right? It's just sort of a clever little redstone mechanism to instantly reset a bud switch. I'm just saying that piston is being powered directly by the redstone right above it. And actually, here's a thought. I feel like I have a pretty good grasp of redstone physics. And if you guys are interested in a redstone tutorial series, I would be willing to do that. So if you're interested in just a series where literally all I do is explain redstone, we would just work our way up from the very basics to the more complicated stuff, I would be totally willing to do that. Yeah, though, basically when the piston down there, the one at the bottom, is pulled up, the repeater sends power the entire way through that block to the redstone, which powers the redstone lamp. But when it's pushed down, the repeater cannot send power through the head, I guess, of the piston. So that doesn't work, right? Just showing that it's a bud switch again. Yeah, so it's a pretty interesting little mechanism. It's actually relatively simple, and I'm just happy because it actually, like, has a purpose. It actually does stuff, which I think is pretty darn cool. So, I'm going to build 7 more of these. We're not going to make it a full actual, like, building today. It's not going to be totally complete. But for the time being, I will build 7 more, then we're going to build 8 more later, and we're going to actually put a building up around it that should hopefully look pretty nice. So I'll just make some more materials right now, and then I will build those 7 more smart furnaces, and I will be back when that's done. Alrighty, we are back. As you can see, I have built 8 of these guys. 4 on one side, 4 on the other. And this building is pretty obviously not complete yet. It's just made out of dirt and redstone. So I'm thinking that next episode, I will actually build the rest of that. I'm thinking next episode, I will build a building around this. And then, once I get the materials to make the other 8 redstone furnaces, I will just extend the building to make those all fit in. So I am going to go check out how much time I have left, and I will be back in just a second. Which brings us to where we are now. Hello there, this is real me, not voiceover me. I'm actually like, look, jump, see, look, I'm recording and talking at the same time. I got the microphone working. And I have just about enough time to do an outro. Sorry about that, that seems like a really stupid episode. I'm sorry. But I didn't know. So thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. If you'd like to see more videos like it, leave a subscribey thingy. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment or send me a message. Make sure to go give some love to our new Team Sorex member, Team Sorex Mwanga. I will post a link to his channel right here. Tune in next time to see me make this a building, make it look good, have a third little building in our soon-to-be city. Thank you very much for watching. Terrorontor is out.